Hi, everybody. It's Jeff Fitzpatrick. It's Monday morning, 12th of August, the glorious 12th, 2024, and it's time for my weekly video. So let's see what's going on in the world. And it's been a bit of a roller coaster, but at least the roller coaster was going up towards the end of the week. And there's been some interesting lessons of the last few days. And one I'm going to show you today is about checking the earnings announcement dates before we get going. Let's start with a quick look at the S&P 500 chart. And here it is. So if we take the top, which is of course the all-time high, down to the bottom there, we had a fall of just under 10%. And by the end of the week, we were closer to, let's have a look, 6%. So 10% down, 4% up is the story of the week. And at the present, we do look as if we've got an upward trend going back up there, and the indicators also look like that. So that's where things stand overall. Now, of course, I have generated my watch list as I usually do. It's been a bit more difficult because a change at Alpha Plan is meaning that the data on the account value and also the prices for selling options are not available until later in the day and weren't available for most of the weekend. So I had to finish it this morning. I'm always a bit nervous about this anyway, because I think some of the prices tend to get parked at weird levels over the weekend. So really, I probably should move this recording to Tuesday or Wednesday of the week. However, let's see where we get to. So I've updated my long list. That brings the value line 7,000 down to about 100 stocks. It was 107 this week. I then go through the charts and indicators and look for stocks that are in reasonable positions. That took me down to about 34. And then I went in absolute detail through each of those. Some I only had to update, some were new. And I also took into account the forthcoming earnings announcement dates. And that got me down to about 7 or 8, I think it was this week. I then looked at the trading platform to see what's available if I was going to take those trades on, either in the short term for a quick hit of profit, or to add them to my portfolio of long-term stocks, and wanting some time value as a discount in so doing. So here they are. And there are, in fact, 8 of them. Some are old friends and some are new. The areas that are shaded in brown, then they are areas of concern, but probably not big enough concerns to stop me actually trading these stocks. And they tend to be balance sheet related, or in this case, also one of them has got a particularly low beta. A low beta means it's not very volatile. If the market goes up, it'll drag itself slowly behind. But none of them were too bad. At the bottom of the page, I've also put on here the long-term put that if I was going to go into it at present, at current prices, I would look at. So, for example, the September 40 on CMCSA, and what the buying power associated with that looks like at present. Now, on some of these, I've got sort of little just dot sort of things there, and that's telling me that I didn't find a suitable put option to sell. In this case, in AMX, in either the long or the short term. Now, that doesn't mean to say that that will stay the situation throughout the week, so I've left it in there so that I can keep an eye on it. Others, like HMC, which is actually the Honda Motor Company, first of all, they've got a concern of a long-term debt divided by the capital of the company. But it seems to me that all of the automotive companies have that. It's absolutely normal, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. And in this particular case, I could find a long-term position. I don't go very far out, just September. I think the next alternative was November. That's too far as far as I'm concerned. But I couldn't find a below the current price, strike price put in the near term to sell for a short-term hit of profit. So in that case, you get the two little marks at the bottom for the short term, but I've completed the long-term one. SEIC is the same as AMX. There isn't a decent position yet, but I'll keep my eye on it. And SON, again, a bit like Honda, there is a long-term position if I want to add it to my portfolio, but there isn't a short-term position. So that's where I'm at this week. 7,000 stocks, come down to 8 that I'm interested in the current time. Now, in the trading last week, I noticed a couple of things that I wanted to bring to your attention. The first is about stock buying power and using short-term, close to the money strike price puts and selling those. They actually use less buying power. So when you go higher up, further out into the future and higher up the strike price levels, the stock buying price, the stock buying power increases. And the way I look at it is it comes down as we come back to the prices I'm interested in for short-term trades. Now, also, the pullback that we had last week demonstrated that without selling anything, without buying anything, the stock buying power of an account can reduce significantly. And that is a good reason to maintain a level of stock buying power as the norm within the account. Stock buying power will go up from that point, it will go down from that point, but you keep it in mind as a target to keep getting back to and to be careful if you go below. In most cases, I use 50% of the account value as the level of stock buying power that I wish to maintain. It was suggested to me this week that when you're trading short-term below the money strike price puts, then you don't get so many put to you, it's less of a risk, and you might want to reduce that 50%. However, things are stopping me doing that. First of all, I've got some longer term trades, some legacy trades that are still in the mix. And also, when we get a pullback, as we had this week, there can be sudden falls. So at present, I'm maintaining that 50% as being my target. I may well reduce a little bit in the future. If I do, I'll let you know. But for the moment, it stands. Now, last week we had 5 short-term stocks that expired on Friday. All 5 expired without being put. We just kept the premiums, which is the whole point of those short-term trades. We also had a very good, if damaging, example of why I now check the proximity of earnings dates before taking on any new positions. It was on Intel. Let's have a look. And here it is. So we had earnings and there was a whacking great drop, basically about 1/3 of its value. So if we were selling a short-term put, perhaps at, I don't know, 28, 29 or something around this level for a week or two's trade, then we'd be now looking at owning those shares and owning them at 28, 29 when the actual price is down below 20. And that could have been absolutely avoided if we had if we had checked the earnings date and just avoided using the trade at that time. So I'm now going to show you where we stand with all of the put sales across all of the clubs for August. And here they are. I've got them all lined up. So let's see what's going on. Diamond haven't had any puts expire yet in the month of August. All of theirs are next Friday, the normal monthly expiration date, Friday, the 16th of August. And let's have a look at now that, well, all bar one are in profit. ST, if that was put to us and we sold it, there'd be $160. We'd be down on it. The rest, the purple ones are currently due to be put, but the premiums that we got make them in profit if we sold them again at current prices. And the ones that are not highlighted, they are not due to be put. So overall there, there is $16,771 worth of profit. And if you look at that against the account value at the end of July at 2.5%, very, very useful extra income. So not relying solely on price appreciation, 2.5% plus just on these puts. Fortune, well, they're not in such a good position. And in fact, they're currently on a loss, less than 1%, but a loss. However, probably as with ST above, I don't really expect to have all of these put to us. They will get rolled forward for a credit probably into September, but possibly even just later into August. And if we look at the amounts involved, there's only one of them which is really of any significance. So we should be able to achieve it. GT might be a bit more of a challenge. I might just have to push it further out. T's, they had some expiring on the 16th. They've also got some expiring on the 23rd. Currently 2,300 up, and only one due to be put, and that was sold off at current prices, $32 overall. So by the time we get to Friday, hopefully that's disappeared. And again, 1.5% added to the value of the account. Sapphire a bit more into this because they had more buying power. So they've had puts expired at the end of the, well, on the 2nd of August and now on the 9th of August. They've all just resulted in profits. And we've got quite a few more to go in the month, most of which are not currently due to be put to the club. And here is the lesson. Intel, 13,500 loss. So that one definitely, now we can get out of it, and it might take a few months to recover that 13,000. But by pushing this forward a week or two at a time, if possible, then we can probably get away with about 8 to 10 trades and we'll have it back. And that's if the price itself doesn't go back up, which it probably will. And even with that, they're 2,300% up, but it's such a huge account, it's only 0.25%. So by the time I move move these forward, roll them out of the way, that figure will increase significantly. The 100 Millionaire Club, pretty straightforward. There's only one potential loss in there, currently $600, but they've got 15,000 plus gain, again nearly 2%. The QI Club are the winners. They have also only got one loss, and that's $320, so not a lot, and two that are due to be put. But even the one that's due to be put is 16,000 in profit at current prices. So they've made a whopping 43,627 on puts so far in August. And we're only not even quite halfway through yet, so there may be more. They have now actually got some buying power, so I will be looking to do something else. So that's well over 5%. And our other income club, Extra Income Club, they've also done reasonably well. It's a much smaller account. And they've done 3%. And again, there's a couple to roll forward, a couple that we may accept or may change by the end of the week, but no problem. Overall, that's an 85,000 gain, 85,720 gain. So that does seem to be quite a reasonable way of going forward. The total, if we add all the ones that are lost together, that's call it 23,000. So the exercise does seem to be working and working well. So that's about it for this week. I just want to again remind people about the Kids Club. I can't think of a better financial future for kids than being in this. This will grow and grow and grow. I am currently writing under the book. I'll be promoting the Young Stars Club in there. So I think it might well get some more attention going forward. If you're not already a member of one of the clubs, have a look at myinvestmentclub.co.uk. You can come on board with just £100 a month. And you put as much as you want in. Some people put well over 100,000 in. But you'll find more information on that website, myinvestmentclub.co.uk. And also, if you choose to attend our training, and that looks as if it's going to be in Watford on the 15th, 16th, and 17th of November, Friday from 5 till 9, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. I'll be putting the booking arrangements in place on the myinvestmentclub.co.uk website this week. So if you look out for that, you can guarantee your place. They are limited. And here we go. I'm building a library. So as I say, I'm now writing my second book, which will be a bit of a course manual type book. And I think it might take a few months to get out. If you want to read the first one first, that's probably a good idea. And that's about it. So thanks for listening. I'll talk to you next week.